Alright, welcome back, good people. On this video, I'm going to be talking about something that I really want you to focus on starting for yourself. That's right, if you don't have one of these already, I want you within the next 10 days to contemplate setting one of these up. And that is a blog. I want you to think about having your own blog if you don't have a blog. Now, let me say this too. If you have a blog, then I'm not speaking to you right now. Bravo, I'm glad you do, and I'm thankful that you do, and I expect you could benefit from some of the things that I'll be sharing today. But I really want to talk to the people who don't have a blog right now, because right now in the 21st century, as we speak, a blog is kind of like a website. It's actually, in my opinion, interchangeable for an online website. Like I have a website, but I also have a blog, a couple of blogs actually. But for the blog, I can post regularly. The website is somewhat static where it stays the same, but the blog is constantly changing because I'm constantly putting in content, information, right? And that's what you'll be doing, because when you set up a blog, you're going to be talking about what you know about, and then you're going to be gaining more information about that, and then you're going to be talking about it more in text form, right? In paragraphs and sentences versus audio or video like this one. But you want to have more than one platform as soon as possible, right? And that's really easy to do because you got a cell phone already. That's the audio and video you need to use if you want to be able to post something in places that are only for videos or only for audios, right? Like a podcast show or a video YouTube channel. You want to have all those bases covered because your content is going to be valuable. It's going to be valuable to the world. So it can only be expressed through you. I can't talk about what you talk about and people receive it the same way they will receive it from you. So it's going to be specific to you, because without your input, it'll be information, but it won't be the same. It won't be received the same because it won't have your input. Just like when you're watching these videos, if Barbara was doing these videos, or Belinda was doing these videos, or John was doing these videos, the content would be the same, but the delivery and the way you receive it would be different because I wouldn't be here, right? So that's what you bring. You bring that unique level of understanding or input to whatever system you become part of. Because without that, without you, that can't come. It can't be there, right? So that's valuable. That's, understand right now, that is number one. So when you create a blog, I can create that same blog, but it won't be received the same way because it's me doing it and not you. That's base, that's foundation. I want you to understand that. That's the foundation of why you should have a blog, because I got a blog, but I can't share, I can share your content, but I can't have your audience because you wouldn't be there. Now I'm not going to I'm not going to keep digging on that. You understand what I'm saying, right? So that means you need to consider having a blog. And they're free. That is the price that everybody can afford. You can set up a blog free. And so that's not the excuse, right? And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be acquiring a skill. You're going to be doing something different, right? If you don't have a blog right now, you're going to be doing something different, which means you can expect a different result, right? What is the result you're getting right now from not having a blog? That's it. You're not getting a result. You don't have a blog. But once you get a blog and you start posting content regularly, consistently, you start doing research regularly, consistently, that you are getting wiser or smarter about a certain topic or subject, then your value starts to change. You start to bring more to the table. When we have a round table meeting and you come, there's other information that's valuable that can be used, right? So If you're not doing that, then chances are very good that you're not increasing your understanding or you're not learning anything about something specific. Now, you can learn things about general knowledge all day long. That's okay. That's what people do a lot of times. But when you learn specific knowledge, specific, not like the whole book, you just learned what was going on in chapter 10. That's all you wanted to perfect, right? Then you become an expert at that. You become the go-to person, which is what you want to become, because you'll know all the nuances, all the moving parts involved, right? Now, getting back to should you start a blog? My answer is absolutely, unequivocally yes. But I'm going to share something with you that I learned from Miles Beckler about starting a blog, and he's someone that I've studied and I still study to this day, and I recommend you study if you get an opportunity. But he says that you can find thousands of blogs for nearly every niche, and they provide an incredible platform for education, inspiration, and community building. But before you get the green light to move forward, let's talk about why you want a blog. Is it because you want to make a lot of money? Is it because you're angry about politics and want to share your opinions with the world? Is it because you love people and want to help solve the challenges that they face? Is it because you care about a particular topic and want to share your expertise? These are all questions worth considering, because if you're in it for the money, it won't work. Monetizing a blog is a long and laborious process. But if you genuinely love the niche that you are in, your potential audience, and are energized and excited to write content, then blogging might just be for you. Too often we are filled with passions about a particular subject that we're excited about or to build a community about, and never begin because we're afraid that we don't know enough and we might do the wrong thing. So what? If you care about a particular topic, if you are genuinely concerned about affecting a change in the world, and you are willing to work, then you will be successful. Think about that. If you really do care, the universe that we live in, it's going to help you help others. That's the way it works. It's going to bring people into your world or into your circle that can help grow your tribe, so to speak, right? Just think like this. If you started a Facebook group today, just you, what you can do right now, boom, just like that. If you started a group today and you started posting things and you started opening their group up to different people, before long, what's going to happen? People are going to know you exist, and they're going to start to say, well, I want to be part of that group, or I want to be part of that group, or I want to be part of that group, and they're going to be growing your tribe, right? And 2 heads are better than 1. 3 heads are better than 2. See, all those are different inputs. We're all trying to solve the same problem. We all are working in the same area, right? So the way it works is everybody becomes sharper, becomes more knowledgeable, makes better decisions, uses less time because they know how to position things, right? That's the way it works. So understand that. Now, the first thing you want to do if you take our advice and decide to start your blog is to choose your domain. Choosing a domain for your blog is one of the most critical steps in building your niche blog. The name should be catchy, easy to spell, and easy to remember. Also, it's important to consider the content that you'll be producing. If you want to create a very niche blog, a niche topic like the stock market or cryptocurrency, then your domain name should reflect that theme. Make sense? Now, second, you'll want to choose a platform. Choosing the platform on which you can create your blog is essential. It must be trustworthy and well reviewed, because nothing is worse than building and maintaining an entire blog only to have it crumble because the platform has randomly decided to shut down. Now, my blogs are on what's called WordPress sites, WordPress.com. If you go there, those blogs are free. They also assist you with, setting up your blog. And they have other things that you want to add to your blog, and I'll cover those in a second. But just keep in mind that first you want to choose your domain, and then you want to choose the platform. The third is to choose a web hosting service. What is the web hosting? The easiest way to think about hosting is that it's your blog's real estate. You lease a space from the hosting company on one of their web servers, which are professionally managed and maintained, so your site can stay live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Right? The fourth thing you want to do is choose a theme. Now, your blog's theme dictates the style, the design, the color palette, and the overall look and feel of your website. In other words, you are expressing you on that website. When I come to your website, I'm seeing you, because you created and put all those things in place. You put the picture up there, you put the calendar down there, you put the the clock here, you put the whatever, right? Because it's what you do. You may not want any of that, but you did it. It's all up to you. That's the theme that you'll be creating. And setting up the blog's theme and customizing it is one of the most fun aspects of designing your blog. So that is like going to be a reward for you, because it's going to express you. The fifth thing is a content creation. This step is the most crucial step of the process about setting up the blog. Why? Because no blog or website can ever hope to be successful if you are not consistently producing great content. Just like this, I'm creating content for you. You, my viewing audience, are viewing the content that I created this week. That's right. Now, how did I do that? Well, I kind of blended it in. I did some research with Miles, and I studied some of the things Miles does. And Miles, his system is already on $1 million level, right? So his process works. It's not like, I wonder if maybe I'll do that, maybe not. I don't know. I don't really trust that. No. That's the people you want to study. People who have done it. They've done that. So you know they can teach you how to do it. And you also want to know that everybody that charges high amounts to learn, that's not necessarily the best people to learn from. And that's not really the people, as quiet as it's kept, that I recommend you learn from. I recommend you learn from the people who you listen to and you understand they know what they're talking about, right? Then you buy some of their products because, one, you want to support them, and two, you know their information is good, and three, if you have your business set up properly, that's a deduction. Any education that you're buying is a deduction. And four, when you buy someone's product, you're understanding how you're setting yours up. You're understanding that, because when you set up a checkout page, or when you opt into a landing page, you have to go through that process to understand all the other things that are involved, right? They may have a couple of upsells, like, that when you put your name and email address in, they take you to a thank you page, but they give you another option to buy something else, and they give you another option to buy something else. And you can set your system up just like that and generate that type of income, right? It's real simple to do. Now, the next thing, the sixth thing I want to talk about, pertaining to your blog is your plugins and widgets. Once you have the necessary components of your blog in place, you can finally begin to think about the extras, which are the plugins and the widgets. Plugins and widgets are tools that you can install via WordPress that improve your blog's performance or appearance. Plugins are tools that your readers don't see that help the search engine optimization, analytics, spam, and etc. Widgets are a type of plugin that are featured directly on your web page, like interactive social media icons, calendars, photo galleries, etc. Now, both plugins and widgets are incredible tools for improving the performance of your website and making it more fun and interactive for your visitors. However, don't get too carried away, because if you install too many plugins, it can really slow down your website, and you don't want your website slowed down. Now, the next step, number 7, is social media. Because as you try to grow your audience, sharing your content regularly is important, and learning to utilize facets of social media is absolutely necessary, because that's where you're going to be putting your content in front of people on different platforms, right? And that's what you want. You want to understand that, so that if I come to you, Larry James, and says, Victor, how did you do that? You can say, well, Larry, glad you asked. This is what I did. This is what I did. This is what I did. Because you'll know, right? Because you would be getting the results that I want. But guess what? You can charge me for that. Whatever you feel like you want to charge, you can do that. That is called monetizing. That is the final step. When you set everything up as it should be, you get the opportunity to monetize your blog. Many people who create blogs do so with that primary purpose in mind. And as I mentioned in the beginning, you have to be genuinely committed to your niche and your blog to have the amount of success that you can make money from. However, if you are truly passionate about your niche, consistently creating quality content and really connecting with your readers, you can absolutely make money with your blog. How cool is that? And you know that system. You know it. So that means your value increased. You're not the same person you were before you started that blog. You are someone totally different. People view you differently. The world sees you differently. And you, young man and young lady, see yourselves differently. Don't forget to like these videos, share these videos, and subscribe these videos. My name is Larry James. My company is speakwithlarry.com. And I'll see you on the next video.